The Coach of the Year race is heating up, and what you are hearing as we get down to really three candidates may have Cavs fans fired up in a good way or a bad way. Hey everybody, Billy Beebe back with you on Cavs Digest. A 1 week hiatus for vacation. Good to be back with you, excited to be back with you, and no surprise, I took a little vacay and the Cavs took care of business. I mean, they went national TV, they went tough schedule, and they dominated. Really, really good stuff from the Cleveland Cavaliers. However, we had sort of an ironic situation develop as things happened there, and that is the Coach of the Year race came to like a peak point right now with three different names doing really great things over the last week, and it's brought the conversation to the forefront of the NBA with just about 20 games to go. Cavaliers at 48-10. Really, really fun. Now is the time to jump in with Cavs Digest. If you're not subscribed, if you're not rolling with us, when playoffs come, when award seasons come, when big matchups come, you want to be plugged in with Cavs Digest. So, be sure to subscribe. I'll say that. Today, really, really want you to leave a comment because I'm interested to see how people feel. This is a weird situation for the Cavs and Cavs fans because you get their former coach, their current coach, kind of a rival, a weird rival in Detroit. You also get the Lakers with LeBron James and JJ Redick. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. So, we'll jump into it. The Coach of the Year race is coming to a head. We've got 20 games-ish left. I think it's right at 20. 24, I believe. So Kenny Atkinson takes his team on a tear into this stretch, continuing to win, winning without Darius Garland, 40-piecing the Orlando Magic. I mean, just really, really good stuff from Kenny Atkinson. The Cavaliers have hit 48 games, which they won all of last year, and again, they still have 24 games to go now. He has unlocked that 1-2 duo of Garland Mitchell. He has unlocked Evan Mobley to a new level. He has unlocked Mobley, Allen, Ty Jerome. I mean, you name it. He has brought this roster to a peak point in a really impressive state. Everyone knows what he has done. He has brought and unfortunately, a middling 4-5 seed up to a peak contender. That is what Kenny Atkinson has done. He has done the Mark Jackson to Steve Kerr, right? The Warriors couldn't get past the Spurs. Pretty good, fun story, but some talent couldn't quite get there. Atkinson does what Kerr did, boosting them and hopefully boosting them into a title-winning team. Dynasty, I hope. We'll see on that. But, I mean, really impressive stuff for Kenny, right? We know what Kenny Atkinson has done for Cleveland. We do. Taking a look at it now, I mean, you got award season heating up, right? Atkinson's still the favorite odds-wise, and he's still the favorite in a lot of people's eyes, I think. You know, that Magic win the other night was really impressive. Minus 750 he's at, and then you see JB Bickerstaff at plus 750. I haven't heard much from Taylor Jenkins or Ime Udoka, and I know Redick has come to the forefront. So Atkinson's still the leader at this point in time for the NBA Coach of the Year. And again, Cavaliers have 48 wins now with 24 games to go. They had 3 All-Stars. He was the All-Star coach for whatever. I said the Eastern Conference, but it's all mixed up now. And then, of course, 24 games to go. You have the same record as last year. That's what you're getting out of Kenny Atkinson. Now, for JB Bickerstaff. They just beat the Celtics. That was a highlight win to go on, of course, a winning streak. I believe it's 9 in a row for the Pistons. He did it. He's done it again. He's taken a young team. Seems to be his specialty. Did it with the Cavs. Kind of did it with the Rockets-ish. Did it with the Cavs where a young team that kept losing and losing and losing, he took them to another level. Not a contender level, just an unlockable, respectable level that a lot of teams are struggling to get to at certain points when they have young talent, but they can't map out what to do with it. For the second straight time, JB Bickerstaff is doing that as the Pistons are surging, headed towards the 4 seed in the East. So it is respectable what JB Bickerstaff is doing. There's no argument for me as far as we don't really know what JB Bickerstaff is doing. He's doing a good job. He's doing something pretty good. This is a interesting 1-2 punch. He had the Cavaliers at 48 wins left last year, and he couldn't get it done in the playoffs. That's where he stood walking away from Cleveland. comments made by players make it seem like they were also done with JB Bickerstaff, right? It seemed like that had run its course. You were getting more experienced players, favorites. I mean, all that is going on. He's done a great job in Detroit. I mean, this is a team that was just terrible. Really, really bad. Couldn't figure out the lineups. Couldn't get the most out of their number one pick. All of that. Couldn't find talent within the roster. That was another one. I feel like they used the same 6 or 7 guys or like Killian Hayes, and finally they're making the most of the roster. So I give JB all the credit I can. He's been really, really good for the Detroit Pistons. He is the second option. Again, they're on a winning streak, and they just took down the Celtics. So I can't discredit what JB Bickerstaff has done. So, that's the case for JB. One more case, I think it's the worst case, but I understand. And I like JJ Redick. I think he's done a good job. I wanted him for the Cavaliers. You've made a mediocre team good. That is what he has done. He has made the Lakers respectable. He has saved the twilight of LeBron's career. Now, the issue with this one is Luka has now entered the chat, right? That has changed everything for them. And I salute JJ Redick. We know the story about him staying up for 2 straight days to get ready for the Nuggets, and the Lakers trounced them. They locked down Jokic. They did a really, really good job. And I think the national media, this is big for them. They're really jumping on the JJ Redick train. They like JJ Redick, and I think, that's become a big point nationally and whatnot, that JJ Redick is an option because he's turned the Lakers more respectable. I don't even know if I've seen at certain points their records about the same. Real quick, want to see what Brian Windhorst has to say about this race.
Bickerstaff, as we know, the head coach there. Coach of the year favorite right now, would it be Kenny Atkinson or
Kenny
Bickerstaff?
I will say this, if you're looking for a value bet, I think Kenny Atkinson, the last I saw, was minus 600, and JB Bickerstaff was like plus 650 or something like that. If Detroit makes a run here and gets up to 4th, and the Cavs stumble and lose home court, which I'm not expecting, but it's not the worst value bet I've ever seen.
Yeah,
I do think Kenny is the coach of the year.
Yeah.
Good stuff there from Brian Windhorst. He thinks Kenny Atkinson's the guy. He knows kind of, the odds are there, what Atkinson has done all year, the late surge. I don't think the Lakers are going to finish with some type of surge. I think the Pistons also will trail off. I think they're surging because it's getting later in the season and a couple teams are getting a little weary of it. I think Kenny Atkinson's the guy. I think he is the NBA Coach of the Year. He's earned it. Everyone's talked about it for the whole year. I know there's a little bit of a race here towards the end, but I think he's been the leader the whole way. And again, the Cavaliers don't show signs of slowing down. They'll take on the Celtics tonight. That might be interesting to break down, so we'll see. But how do you feel about the Coach of the Year race? Is Kenny Atkinson the clear-cut favorite? Does JB Bickerstaff should get more credit for what he has done with the Pistons? Should JJ Redick get any respect for taking a good roster, making them great? A mediocre roster, making them good? I don't know where I'm at on JJ Redick. Drop down in the comments and be sure to subscribe to Cavs Digest.